When starting out and making videos, you don't need all that fancy equipment. We all have a smartphone in our pockets, and that's actually all you need to start. So stay tuned if you want to know how to shoot videos on your smartphone. It's kind of hot today, but I didn't melt yet, so that cannot stop us from making a new video. And today we're gonna talk about the smartphone. It's a small item that we all carry around in our pockets, and it's very easy to shoot videos with that smartphone. So today we're gonna jump into that and see how this machine can help us out in creating visibility for your brand, company, or project. These devices all have very good quality these days. You can even shoot up to 4K with your smartphone, which is not the full 4K that you get in a DSLR, but still it really does a very good job in recording that good quality images. You can really start out with the built-in app that is available in your camera. You can upgrade to other apps. There's free apps, there's paid apps, but just start out with the basic software. The smartphone kind of takes care of the settings by itself, which is very interesting because you want to focus on the story rather than the tech stuff in the beginning. So smartphone is a good way to start. A first tip that I want to share with you guys is using a smartphone gimbal. These things are very affordable, very easy to use and to set up, and you can really make some smooth footage with a machine like that. I have the DJI Osmo Pocket. It's a small device that you can carry around with you. It easily fits into your backpack and it's very easy to set up. You just attach your smartphone, you level it out and you put it on, and you have a perfect gimbal for your smartphone, which allows you to take those butter smooth shots if you want to take some B-roll or some action shots and you really want to walk around or run around with your camera. You won't have that shaky image, which makes it look much more cinematic and much more professional. When shooting with the DJI Gimbal, you can also set up the DJI app on your phone, and that really gives you some manual control over the settings. And the really cool part about that is that you have an auto tracking mode. So you can just select whatever you want to track, you set it down on the tripod or on the ground, and the smartphone automatically will follow your movement, which is really cool and a really handy feature if you want to shoot all by yourself. So that being said, the gimbal brings you some really smooth footage, and that brings us to tip number 2, and that is create some small movements with your camera. If you only have a talking head, that can be quite boring. If there's no movement going on or there's no B-roll going on, then you really have a boring movie. And because of that, we really want to create some small movements with the camera. Each time when you have a subject, also try to get something in the foreground so the movement really gets pushed forward. I need a drink. Mate. Oh, the heat is drying out everything in your body. Always stay hydrated, people, very important. That brings us to tip number 3, bring some variety into your shots. Don't only take that one shot where you point and shoot. Always try to be a little creative and create a wide angle shot, a close-up shot, a long shot, and try always to have some creative shots too, so that in the edit you can really play around with all the shots that you made. Don't limit yourself to that one shot or 2 shots. Always try to be as creative as possible and make really cool stuff. You can play around with point of views and over the shoulder shots. Just go ahead and knock yourself out. And for tip number 4, we're gonna talk about camera angles, because you really want to have some creative camera angles too. If everything is shot at the same level, the people really don't get to experience what you're doing. So you really want to get creative with those low shots and high shots, point of view shots, all the different angles that you can get. The more angles you get, the more you can play around in the edit, so it makes it really fun to edit afterwards. You can just pick and choose whatever shot you like best. So don't hesitate to go ahead and make as much shots as possible, if the timing allows it, of course. And tip number 5 would be create some depth of field, because you really want to create that cinematic look. And with the smartphone, it's not that easy. It's a rather small camera that doesn't take on that much light, so you really have to be creative. And if you want to create that depth of field, you really have to get close to something in the foreground, which kind of makes the camera focus on something that's in the distance. And that really creates a depth of field with your smartphone. That will create a lot more of a cinematic look to your smartphone footage. So try it out, play around, and also add that little bit of movement when you have something in the foreground, because that will really bring your movie to life. So if you want to learn more about making videos, we recently started our MakeMoreVids Academy. I'll link it down below. We have some very cool workshops where we get you started on creating videos and learn you how to implement that into your marketing strategy. So check it out if you're interested, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out and bam!